Hello again, and welcome back to Wingot Plays Nomifactory. I've, at this point, got Deuterium automated. We've got Naquita. I've even managed to get Draconium ingots automated between episodes, which fundamentally was rather simple. All we had to do was use one of our Naquita blast furnaces with the dragon scales that we were already producing over in our DML system, plus we needed in there nitro diesel, which we had already automated. So because we'd already automated both parts of that, I've just set this one up, and as you can see, it's producing draconium ingots at a reasonable clip, really. That did require me, so draconium ingots, if we look at hot draconium ingots, these get cooled with gelid cryothium, and they're the only thing that uses a fluid to cool. I'm pretty sure they're at least the only thing that uses gelid cryothium. Possibly this here we might need to set something up for, but you can turn ice into supercooled ice with gelid cryothium, and you can turn hot draconium into draconium ingots with gelid cryothium. So I just slightly reworked the already existing vacuum freezers here to have a fluid input hatch, and they're being fed with gelid cryothium. And then I just set up a machine over there to use the gelid cryothium that we've got here, and it has managed to completely drain our stocks in order to make liquid gelid cryothium. But I did choose to go with a quantum tank this time instead of just the Ender IO fluid tank, and so we've got 1900 buckets of gelid cryothium and climbing. We're not going to have any shortage of that anytime soon, but we will have a shortage of the cryothium dust, so we'll just have to hope that prioritizes well enough. But so we've got draconium ingots coming in, we've got our Deuterium ingots already, we've got Naquita ingots, and I've been working on expanding to our next tier of solar panel. This guy here, solar panel tier 8. The one over there that we had made most of a wing of, that produces 2,000 each, 2,048 Fe per tick for each one. These here produce 8,192 for each. So basically, if we do the calculation there, that if this whole semi-wing here will produce 9 million. I'm just wondering if that's correct. That's true. It might be both of these together make 9 million. Let me just quickly, now that I'm wondering, I'm just going to pull up a calculator. So give me 1 sec. So they make 8-1 each, 35 to a block here. You can fit 8, you can fit 16. Yeah, okay, so a semi here produces 4.5 million RF. The whole thing will produce 9 million RF. And then all 4 wings covered will produce 36 million RF. And then once we make the other half of it, that would double again. But the other half we're looking to do once we get Creative Tank. But that said, 35 million RF is probably going to be sufficient for at least for now. We may get into some recipes. I know that the draconic evolution stuff is very demanding, but we will get into things that may even struggle, and we might need to wait. But it will be lots and lots of energy compared to where we were. We'll also look to get plasma set up at some point. But in order to make these solar panels, let's say I just want to make 140, which is 4 more blocks of panels there. These enriched scenarium, where those are being created passively, I just need to wait on those to rebuild. iridium. Iridium is a problem because our only source for iridium at the moment is the tier 4 micro miner mission. And let's say we want to run 8 of that. That is going to use up 64 quantum flux. So we could run 32 missions of it and we'd be getting reasonably low on quantum flux. But currently, our only source for quantum flux is we're using moon dust around a diamond to make quantum flux. And that is, so the moon dust we're getting from moon turf, and moon turf we're getting from the tier 1 missions. So I'm having to run these tier 1 missions often just to get the materials we need to make this quantum flux. I do wonder it might be possible to actually replace our recipe here with something else that we're doing. Enderman, yeah, so like we possibly could look at going for other options, but what I was thinking we'd do is we'll make the Lunar Mining Station. It's a mission anyway, so let's work on making the Lunar Mining Station. So, LUV machine casing, we're going to need 50 something of that, 56, I think we're going to be slightly short. Aluminium casing, we've got plenty of that left over. Oh, also I've got a new graphics card, so the resolution has increased substantially. Stellar alloy. Okay, so we have taught the system how to make that previously. Perfect. And dark ineffable. So yes, if the screen all looks a lot more stretched out, that's what's going on. It's the new graphics card and new monitor, which has bumped me up to 2440, I think, resolution. Let's just temporarily turn that off just to get some crayothene dust. We've got well over 1,000 buckets there of gel cryothium, so we just want a beacon. Good. What was I making? I was making LUV machine casings. We need more than that. Good. 56, perfect. And fluid output hatch input bus. And an input bus. Perfect, so that should be everything that we need. I do note that says an EV, so I wonder if that might not be sufficient, so let's just grab one of these EVs. Cool, so that is done, but we need to, must be placed on the moon, good idea to use mechanisms like ender tanks or a quantum link chamber for teleporting fluids. Yep, so if we pop down to here, we can go back to the moon and look at creating it here. So let's Lunar Mining Station. Okay, let's take another look at this. So Lunar Mining Station, that does go on the bottom tier. Okay, let me just figure out where the chunk is. So we'll just try to make sure that it's all inside of the chunk. Perfect. And then we can look at, so that looks like, is that still alloy? No. That must be aluminium casing. Yes. Looks like aluminium casing straight through the middle here. Okay, and then that's going to be our, it's not going to matter, is it? But let's take a look. We've got, oh, I don't have an energy hatch. Energy input hatch. Let's see, we could do, let's do an LUV. There. Fluid Or is that... That is input bus, input bus. I've grabbed the wrong thing, haven't I? Fluid output. Yeah, okay. And then an input bus. There. Good. So we can put that away. Now, these are all LUV machine casings. These are the silver. That's dark ineffable. Okay, the rest of this actually looks simple enough. Okay, I'm just going to throw a piece of aluminium casing there so we can get started on... Where does... So that there, I think, must be the stellar alloy. A beacon on top. Okay, energetic silver. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to tidy up after myself here. Let's grab some glowstone just so we can see what we're doing. There we go. Cool. So let's continue. I misplaced a block. There we go. Oops. Okay. And last lot is here. Oops. Okay, so that's the outer done. We just need, what happened there? Oh, let's go there. Good. We need the dark ineffables on each of these 4 sides. Perfect. And then, yep, that's, it's not going to be aluminium, it's going to be LUV. Move that out of the way. Let's go on the inside. We'll put our aluminium there so that we can use it to put that and that there. Good. Now we can put the stellar blocks on top. Yep, that looks correct. And then lastly, a beacon. And that looks like it just formed. Show me that. It's idling. Perfect. So now we're going to need to provide it with power, and then we're going to need to export what it's got. So power. Let's see. So I've put an LUV. LUV. In fact, let's grab an LUV CEF. Put away all this spare stuff. LUV CEF 32,000. So let's put that there. We'll grab a piece of LUV cable. We don't need 16. We can just grab a piece of our 4X. There. So if that's 32,000 for LUV, 32,000. So let's see if we can make 16 of these. Good, go. Also, I think there might be something wrong with our Sonarium production, because that generally rebuilds pretty quickly. So, what we might do is we might pop just back over and see what's going on with our Sonarium. Down here, Sonarium here. Requires stabilized Neptunium and stabilized Americium. Why is that sitting in there? That should be getting pulled out. Always active. There's no item conduit going into that storage drawer. Well, that'll do it. There you go. And at that point, these should start working as well. There we go. Yep, good. Up and running again. Perfect. So now we head back to the stars and 32. So 32 means we need four solar panels during daytime. It is night. 4 solar panels to produce 32,000 RF. So we need 16 to produce 32,000 EU. And there we go, 16. Perfect. And we are also just going to want some energy conduits. Now, because we've got Enderium now, I've made some Enderium energy conduits. I doubt we actually need that. Like, I could just use Signalum. In fact, we've got plenty of Signalum, so let's use that. End steel is not going to be enough because we'll need 4 times that amount. I think Lumium would do the job, but we just don't have any of that. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring this across to the CEF. Perfect. And then we can put our solar panels across the top. Perfect. Now the last step is, well, we need some sort of chest or something to export, but we also need to link this up so that we can feed the input hatch. So Deuterium, Helium, Rovers only have 10% chance. Fine, let's look up Rover. So we've got the Deuterium rover and the Helium rover. So Deuterium rover gets Deuterium. Helium rover gets Helium. Wait, do these only get the fluids? Oh, okay. Never mind. We'll leave that in place. We'll use it later on to get Helium or Deuterium, but it looks like it's not actually going to do the job that I thought that it was going to. All good. We've built it in preparation for later on. So we don't need either of those in our inventory. That said, it's probably best to look at one of the other options for making Quantum Flux then. So, we've got extraterrestrial matter, crazy amounts. Impossible realm data, we can easily get that up and running. Because, well, frankly, we can always scale up the Enderiums here if we need, as well as which the Endermans here, as well as which we probably actually don't need as many shulkers anymore, given we have completely transitioned off of using these dynamos. I'll have to look into that later on, but for now, what we can do is we can... I don't think we've got space for a loop fabricator. So... Zombie... What do we get from zombies? I think it's lead or iron or something. It's iron. Okay, we've got 145,000 iron there. How about we repurpose this? Good, good, good. So, give me another level emitter. Here. Put those away. You level emitter. We want a loop fabricator. Here. Good. And then that gets to import on blue with a item filter set to pristine Enderman. Good, where's blue? Blue's there, perfect. So that should be getting, there's not going to be any overflow because that is trying to get up to 64,000. Okay, for now we will use the extraterrestrial setup because we're not even touching that. So Quantum Flux here is currently being made using moon dust and diamonds. So instead we are going to set it up to be using extraterrestrial matter and pulsating crystals. Now I don't think I've automated pulsating crystals yet. We have not, so let us quickly, oops, don't need that, I need that. So we need diamonds and pulsating iron. So we're probably going to need to automate pulsating iron. Which can be done, pulsating dust, iron ingot in an alloy smelter. Cool, you alloy smelter. Ivy, where's my, oh no, this is Ivy, Ivy's fine, okay. Perfect, so Ivy, that's going to be filter. Give me that, that, and that, because we're going to need them in various combinations, I'm sure. We need pulsating dust. We need iron ingots. Good, insert. Extract on black. That's going to make pulsating dust, iron ingot, perfect. So iron ingots and pulsating dust. Good. Now that's going to need power. Might as well run this the whole way along. Good. So we're now getting pulsating iron ingots. Good. Now these are used, I think, primarily I'm not seeing anything super major that uses them. So let's grab our draw downgrade. There, perfect. Get rid of that. Awesome. So pulsating iron ingots, done. Now the next step was we need that to be extracted with, the system doesn't know how to make a Ivt Fluid Extractor. Fluid Extractor, IV, go. Make one of those, go. So then that needs a item filter for pulsating ingots. insert, perfect, good. Then we can grab just a generic tank, which can go there with a fluid conduit. Good, and then that needs a fluid filter for pulsating iron. Perfect. So fluid storage bus here, extract only, and Flux cable, and finally ME conduits to connect that into the system. What happened there? Good. So we've got pulsating iron in our system now. We do have a fluid interface here, so that can expose pulsating iron. I'm not sure that that fluid interface is actually connected to my ME system. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's connected up the top here. So why am I not getting the pulsating iron? Because the pulsating iron is sitting there. You're extract only. Oh, because that's a compact and draw, not a interface. Perfect. Done. Good. So then the next step is going to be combining those in an autoclave, which I don't... Oh, we have made an IV autoclave. Perfect. Perfect. Now, you get to go there, and this autoclave can insert diamonds. And let's make sure that we've got fluid conduit running the whole distance here. Good. Because then it needs a fluid. It needs pulsating iron as a input. Perfect. Let's set this to fluid. Okay, so there's none across the midsection there. And now it's getting pulsating iron. Perfect. So the last thing it needs is it just needs diamond to be exposed to this system. Good, and then we're getting pulsating crystals. And these are not used for all that much that I'm going to want to craft in bulk. So let's downgrade that and then they can go into there. Perfect. And then last step is the Quantum Flux is made with a crafter. Here, Quantum Flux, that's the recipe. We need a limited item filter. We should fill up this output there. And so, limited item filter needs to be set to pulsating crystal. One of those. Good. and extraterrestrial matter. You insert on brown. Good. Extraterrestrial matter. Let's just tell it to keep 4 in stock. Perfect. And perfect. So that's making Quantum Flux. And then we may as well just do a full 32 stack draw here of Quantum Flux. Cool. And in the meantime, what I might do is I might actually increase this so that it holds enough to make 4 at a time. Is that not extracting? No, it's not. There we go. Perfect. Now let us go over to this one and we'll decommission. I think that one. How are we making moon dust? We're pulverizing moon turf somewhere, but I don't know where. Oh, we're doing it in our ore processing. Now that is not actually being used. Well, it's probably being used to make deuterium. Okay, cool. So let's get rid of that. Oh, right. There we go. Now these are all set to insert on black, that's right. Because this was the old setup system. Clear that. Perfect. So let's put away all of the junk that we've now got. And after messing around with, well, we've made the moon, the Lunar Mining Station, but we've not completely automated it. What we have done, though, is we have done what our original goal for the mission was, for the episode was, which is to get the Quantum Flux automated so that we're no longer struggling with that, and now we can automate our iridium production. And what I'm thinking is I will probably passive the iridium production if I can, although there is a lot of steps involved in making those miners. So I'll probably just send off large jobs frequently so that we can continue on expanding our solar panels and at least get this whole wing here covered. But that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.